Mr. Investor, welcome back to the channel. Oh my goodness, we got some breaking bingo news. And no, it's not that I'm wearing pants. Real cowboys go commando. So guys, today I've got some absolutely huge news to tell you guys today. Thank you, Trevor, for sending me this, you excellent cowboy. This is about one of our bingo service providers and how this news can affect the whole genetic testing industry in America and possibly the whole world. So this is my interpretation of the information today. This is not investment advice. This is for entertainment only. If you're new around here, welcome cowboy. My name is Miguel. I'm a retail investor here in London and I look for the biggest, juiciest growth stocks, baby. Also, make sure you please subscribe because I'm going to be bringing out so much information. I'm going to be attending as much events as I can throughout the year. All those events in bionanogenomics lineup, I'm going to try and get into every single one of them. So make sure you subscribe, make sure you hit the notification bell. And if you're able to support my channel, click the join just above. It's only 99 cents. You can choose any tier and you help me to create great content like this. But if you're unable to join memberships, just you hitting like and clicking subscribe on this video means the world to me. I love you guys and I appreciate you. Thank you to everybody who always supports my work. Also, we're part of the Weeble gang now, so you can get your 2 free stocks in the description box below and they can be valued up to $1,850. So all you gotta do is deposit $100 into the account and you'll get access to the 2 free stocks. What free stocks can you get, Miguel? You have 100% chance of getting 2 free stocks when you deposit $100 and you can get anything from Facebook to Starbucks to Snapchat. You also stand a chance of getting Google, Procter & Gamble and Heinz Kraft ketchup, baby. So enjoy the stocks, mate. They're free. Alright, straight into the content. No more dilly-dallying. Our super cowboy, Trevor, thank you very much, brother. He said, Mr. Investor Lot, can you take a look at this? Diamond DNA. So this is Praxis Genomics LLC. They're one of our providers, but before I get into the great news, I need to show you who these guys are so you understand the context. So if you go to Bionanogenomics homepage, you'll be able to see about our senior management board of directors and you get to this place called Certified Service Providers. As you guys may already know, this is one of our providers. They are called Praxis Genomics LLC and they are based in the United States. So when we're talking about these guys, they are a CLIA and CAP certified lab, clinical laboratory improvement amendments, a certified authorization professional. So as these guys are stating here, they provide solutions for those who cannot get a genetic diagnosis with traditional cytogenic, microarray, or exome sequence approaches. They provide genetic testing with unsurpassed sensitivity and specificity based on a combination of bionanotechnology and traditional short-read illumina sequencing of DNA and RNA. You see that combo? Illumina and bionano, baby. We can do it. Just give us the partnership, baby. So these guys also provides carrier testing. It investigates the entire genome and is not part of currently available panels that can be performed for couples with reproductive difficulties and for individuals who want to have a clear understanding of any family predisposition for the development of cancer and neurodegenerative diseases. They also offer genetic consulting and counseling services to assist their customers in selecting the appropriate test combination and explain the clinical significance of the results in a clear and concise manner. So the news came out around about 12 hours ago and they said, great news! Praxis Genomics has received Z codes, I'll explain those in a bit, for all of our tests based on bionano optical genome mapping, OGM, and Illumina short read, ISR, whole genome analysis. So they have stated, they said, we hope that making OGM tests reimbursable is the first step to make the technology widely available and to make a significant impact on solving undiagnosed genetic disorders. Then they went on to explain the MolDX program's goal is to identify tests, determine coverage, and determine reimbursement. Once the required information is received and a DEX-Z code identifier is assigned, Palmetto MolDX can determine coverage and payment without documentation review? What? You can determine coverage and payment? What? This process removes the need for providers to submit large amounts of additional information with every claim and expedites claim payment. This is absolutely huge news. So let's figure out what is a Z code and what is this all about? Reimbursement, baby. So there was a lot of different jargon when we were looking for medical testing or medical coding. What is a Z code, right? But then later on when we found out down here, we're seeing that they're talking about the downfalls of Z codes and what Z codes kind of are. So generally, insurance companies do not reimburse for Z codes in the DSM-5 because these codes are not classified as mental health disorders. Then it stated here, are Z codes reimbursable? One downfall of Z codes is that they're not always covered by insurance. Okay, these are codes that acknowledge emotional or behavioral symptoms while referring to a specific diagnosis for up to 6 months. They are typically reimbursable and can be found under F43. So they're not always covered by insurance, but now with Praxis, they've stated that they have now been able to make our optical genome mapping tests reimbursable. And this is the first step to make the technology widely available and to make significant impact on solving undiagnosed genetic disorders. So this is for Praxis Genomics, right? They've received this Z code as a service provider. So now that it's being covered by insurance, we can work together with Illumina on whole genome analysis, and this will be paid for by insurance, or you'll be reimbursed. As we can see here, you won't need a further documentation review. This process removes the need for the provider to submit large amounts of additional information with every single claim and expedites the claim payment. So thank you, baby. Thank you, our service provider, for providing comprehensive genetic testing and counseling services. But what else can this also affect? What other revenues have we got? We have been working with Praxis since September 17th here, 2020. It said that they were making a bet on bionano optical map sequencing to solve complex rare disease cases. But with our acquisition of Lineagen, as you can see here, Lineagen joins bionano. Oh my goodness, Z codes, baby. So does this mean that all the providers here that we're working with, they can recommend genetic testing from home and insurance will be able to pay up for it because it will become reimbursable across America? Let me know, guys, what you think. Am I correct in thinking this? This is the way I'm interpreting this data. But if so, if we are also able to make sure that insurance is going to pay up for this, there can be a lot of people who actually have autism spectrum disorder and developmental delay, and it can be paid for the optical genome mapping service alongside Illumina's short read sequencing, and it will be provided for by probably Medicare or other insurance companies. In the US alone, 2.2% of the adult population has autism spectrum disorder. 331 million people in the US. I don't know how many people are currently diagnosed or have yet to be diagnosed, but just say, for example, that 2% of the population. You've got 6.6 million people there, right? So I don't know how much it costs for the genetic testing in order to diagnose for autism. I know how expensive it is in England privately, but let's just say it's $500 here. Is that $3.3 billion just from doing the genetic testing for autism or developmental delay? Oh my goodness. So this is how much it costs in the UK. You guys may have seen this previously before. How much does it cost to have a child or adult assessed privately for autism in the UK? Between £1,900 and £2,500. That's for a child, and for an adult it's £1,500. £1,500 is 2,000 United States dollars. And as we can see here, these are articles coming from medlineplus.gov. In many cases, health insurance plans will cover the costs of genetic testing when it's recommended by a person's doctor. Health insurance providers have different policies about which tests are covered. And this is the National Human Genome Research Institute here, and we're looking at reimbursement. So for patients to have full access to the benefits of genetic testing, payers such as insurance companies and Medicare need to have systematic ways of evaluating genetic tests for reimbursement. So previously they were stating that there were barriers to make it difficult for payers to do so, to actually get reimbursement. Without this information, insurers cannot properly access how to reimburse for genetic tests. So now we've got the breakthrough here. What do you think is going to be happening with lots of insurance providers across the board with optical genome mapping and Illumina's short reads? If they combine it together, they can do the whole genome analysis and they'll be able to diagnose lots of different neurodevelopmental disorders, including autism spectrum, and they'll also be looking at cancer. So yet again, we can see here we've now started to break through, and it's just a matter of time before all of this government funding as well comes through. People start to be able to access these tests, and we can also make it cheaper in the future. If we're able to cut the cost down, we will make this even more accessible to people who want to get genetically tested. So as long as we can provide the insurers with the proper alignment for, reimbursement for the value of these tests, I think we may see the world open up and we start to see lots of insurance providers starting to reimburse for genetic testing, or we may see governments around the world starting to provide access to these kinds of services, especially if we can keep the value of the test down and we can continue to bring down the costs for short read sequencing, long read sequencing, and our optical genome mapping, baby. So before we go, I just wanted to give you guys a quick update. This is going to be tasty. So currently, how are we doing towards going into the general meeting? We only need about $150 more before we actually make it into here. Thank you so much to everybody that has donated to my channel and donated to the PayPal link as well in my description box, because I'm trying to get us into this AGBT event, and we're going to be able to see everything that Bionanogenomics has to offer in there. Just for you guys to see again, we are the 2021 sponsor here. We can see one of the sponsors, PacBio, is going to be there, Twist Bioscience, 10x Genomics, Illumina is going to be there, and we're going to see which synergistic partnerships we can get in there. We'll also be able to actually sell our service to other countries, because there's going to be people from different countries across the world, worldwide, attending this event. So we're talking about the Middle East, we're talking about North America, we're talking about Europe, we're talking about Asia, Asia as well. And last time there was over 1,033 attendees. There was 177 governments, 213 companies, and there was so many different CEOs, CMOs, and chief scientific officers. So if you want to help me get into this event, my PayPal link is just there in the description box below. We're so close. Literally, we've raised a lot of money, and any excess money that I get as well, I'll be attending these events. So the AGBT festival is March 1st to March 3, and you can see here we've got so many events lining up. All of them are going to cost a little bit of money, or most of them. So I'm just trying to make sure I have enough money to actually access these events and live stream it to you all, baby. So I'm going to get everybody in on the action, and we've just got events the whole way through the year. So yeah, whatever you guys can donate, whether it be like $1, whether it can be $5, anything to that PayPal account, I really appreciate you guys. And I think I'm going to find the best ways for you guys to send me money. I'm going to see if I can get a Venmo and Cash App here in England. But yeah, I just want to thank you guys so much for the support. To all my cowboys and cowgirls, I love you and I appreciate you at the ranch here. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up, hit the notification bell, because I don't want you to miss those events. And I just want to say peace out, Mr. Investor Love. Over and out, baby.